I have a brother who is almost 6 years younger than me. His parents spoilt him because of his autism diagnosis, even though he generally looks and acts completely normal. He has always used his privileged status to get what he wants. And I almost always got the same things he did. Almost everything I had, he had. He liked to rub it in my face and show me his superiority. On my 12th birthday, I begged my parents for a Nintendo 3DS and they gave it to me. But then they told me to give it to my brother whenever he wanted it, or they would take it away from me. And my aunt witnessed my parents snatching the Nintendo 3DS out of my hands and giving it to my brother when he came to visit. She was very outraged at this obvious favoritism and gave me the 3DS back. But instead of letting me enjoy it again, a few days later my parents went out again and bought another Nintendo 3DS as a surprise for my brother. They did this several times, including his own and other people's birthdays. My brother became hysterical if the party wasn't entirely about him. He even stated that he was upset because he wasn't getting presents or blowing out the candles on the cake. My parents tried to incorporate his behavior into these parties, but as a result, the other children stopped inviting him to their birthdays. My birthday was one of the few days I could focus on myself. The rest of the time, my life always revolved around my little brother. The year before the incident, my parents started paying even more attention to him. Throughout my 13th birthday, they asked me if I would let my brother blow out the candles instead of me because he was upset. I refused because I wanted to do it myself. They called me a spoilt child until my aunt intervened and stood up for me. She again pointed out that my brother gets almost everything just because he is autistic. My parents received no support from any of our other relatives. I told everyone about the situation, my friends, teachers, and the school counselor. They were all shocked by my parents' lack of attention and sympathy. The school principal even found out about it through social media and consoled me, but when it reached my parents, they were very annoyed. They made a scene and called me guilty of divulging family problems. Such behavior even displeased the parents of other children. They contacted my parents saying that there was something wrong with me, but I never once received an apology. My father just walked into my room with his arms crossed and declared that I was being disrespectful, and then left. I thought my party was still cancelled since no one said anything to me about it. Eventually, the following week, my parents threw a surprise party for me again at a restaurant I loved very much. They started to claim that this was their intention all along, but I knew it wasn't. Everyone was very unhappy with the situation. My parents decided to throw a party to save their reputation after their interaction with my in-laws. To surprise and please me, they spent a considerable amount of money to reserve a restaurant where I had dinner with all my friends. The restaurant had a small game room, and even had a PS4 gaming system that I had dreamt of playing on. Everything was carefully planned and prepared at the last minute, and my family organized a surprise party. Many of my friends and their parents joined us, and finally my parents got the chance to show their concern for me. This time, my little brother did not manage to disrupt my birthday with his tantrums. In the end, I still felt special on this day, as it was entirely about me and not my brother. And while all the attention had always been given to him during my previous birthdays when I still lived with my parents, this time my parents finally showed their attention to me. They no longer cancelled my birthday and gradually changed their attitude towards my brother. They no longer spent as much time and money on his birthday parties as they used to, although of course there was still no cake with my name on it and no special gifts. I wasn't too disappointed. I realized that these were minor details. The main thing for me was that I did feel special on this day, and my family started to change their attitude towards me. When I turned 18 and left home, my younger brother was unhappy with the story that I had taken my PS4 gaming system with me. He organized a tantrum, and my parents went out and bought him a new PS4. Now that I was gone, they finally faced the consequences of their spoilt behavior and realized that they could no longer cope with the situation they had created. They have admitted that they would like to send their brother to the army or boarding school, but realize they can't afford it.